Welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare and valuable American coins, where we uncover hidden treasures that most people overlook every single day. Today we are diving deep into the incredible story of the 1981 Liberty 1-cent USA coin, a coin that many people have seen, but very few truly understand. And by the end of this video, you might start looking at every single penny in a completely different way. The 1981 Liberty 1-cent coin is part of the legendary Lincoln Cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and it became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. That alone makes this series one of the most important in American numismatic history. On the front of the coin, you see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, facing right, with the word Liberty proudly displayed beside him. Above his head is the national motto "In God We Trust," and below is the date 1981. This simple yet powerful design has remained one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. On the reverse side of the 1981 Liberty 1 cent, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to one of America's greatest presidents. The Lincoln Memorial design was introduced in 1959 and continued until 2008, making it one of the longest-running reverse designs in U.S. history. If you look closely at the reverse, you can even see a tiny representation of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. That level of detail on such a small coin is absolutely remarkable. Now let's talk about something that truly excites collectors. The 1981 Liberty 1 cent was produced at three major mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, Denver coins have a small d mint mark, and San Francisco coins may have an S mint mark, especially proof versions made specifically for collectors. While millions of these coins were minted, not all 1981 Liberty 1 cents are equal. Some are common and worth only face value, but others, especially those in high mint state grades, with full red luster and no imperfections, can command astonishing prices in the collector's market. And here is where things get truly interesting. Certain high-grade specimens of the 1981 Liberty 1 cent USA coin have reached an estimated market value of $779,340 in rare condition. Yes, you heard that correctly. What looks like a simple 1-cent coin can reach a value of $779,340 under the right circumstances. So how does this happen? Value in coin collecting depends on several key factors. First is condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state 70. A 1981 Liberty 1 cent graded MS 67 or higher with full original red color can dramatically increase in value. Second is rarity within grade. While millions were produced, only a very small number survive in flawless, high-grade condition. Third is demand. Collectors constantly search for top population coins to complete registry sets. When competition rises among serious collectors, prices can skyrocket, and we cannot forget about mint errors. Some 1981 Liberty 1 cent coins feature off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet errors. These rare minting mistakes can add even more value, sometimes multiplying the price many times over. The year 1981 was also historically significant because it marked the final full years before the composition of the cent changed in 1982. Prior to mid-1982, Lincoln cents were made primarily of copper. After that, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a zinc core with a thin copper plating due to rising copper prices. That makes 1981 one of the last years of the heavier copper cents, which adds historical importance and collector interest. Imagine holding a coin minted over 4 decades ago, made primarily of copper, carrying the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, and potentially worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in pristine condition. At JF Coin, we always remind our viewers that knowledge is power. Most people spend pennies without ever looking at them carefully. But collectors know that small details can mean life-changing differences. A sharp strike, full luster, original mint color, and certified grading from a professional grading service can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. If you have a 1981 Liberty 1 cent, here's what you should do. Today's episode is going to shock you, inspire you, and possibly send you running to check every old penny in your drawer. Because we are diving deep into the incredible story, history, rarity, and jaw-dropping market value of the 1984 Liberty 1-cent USA coin, a coin that many people overlook, but collectors are quietly hunting. Stay with me until the end, because the numbers you are about to hear will absolutely amaze you. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent belongs to the long-running Lincoln cent series first introduced in 1909 under President Theodore Roosevelt. The obverse of this coin proudly features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It was the first regular U.S. circulating coin to feature a real historical figure, and that alone makes the Liberty 1 cent series historically powerful. By 1984, the coin was part of the Lincoln Memorial design era, which ran from 1959 through 2008. On the reverse, you will see the Lincoln Memorial Building standing in Washington, D.C., symbolizing unity, strength, and American heritage. If you look closely between the columns, you can even see a tiny representation of the statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. That level of detail on a 1-cent coin is incredible craftsmanship. Now let's talk about composition, because 1984 is extremely important in the history of the U.S. cent. Before 1982, pennies were made primarily of copper. But due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint changed the composition in 1982 to copper-plated zinc. By 1984, the Liberty 1 cent was struck in 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper coating. This reduced production cost but also created new opportunities for mint errors, and that is where serious money enters the picture. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent was minted in Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while the Denver coins carry the small d mint mark below the date. Millions were produced, which might make you think this coin is common and worthless, but that assumption would be a mistake, because in the world of coin collecting, rarity is not just about mintage numbers. It is about condition. It is about errors. It is about demand. And it is about survival in high-grade. One of the most famous and valuable varieties of the 1984 Liberty 1 cent is the 1984 double die obverse. This error shows noticeable doubling on Lincoln's ear, sometimes called the double ear variety. When you examine the ear carefully under magnification, you can see a clear second lobe. That doubling occurred during the die creation process, making it a true mint error and not post-mint damage. Collectors love double die errors because they are dramatic, visible, and officially recognized. In circulated condition, a regular 1984 Liberty 1 cent may only be worth face value or slightly more. But when you find one in uncirculated mint state condition, especially graded MS65, MS66, or even higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, the value climbs rapidly. Now let's talk about serious money. High-grade 1984 Liberty 1 cent coins with exceptional preservation, strong luster, sharp strike, and no visible marks can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on grading and demand, and when we look at rare error varieties in top condition, the market becomes even more aggressive. Collectors have paid astonishing prices for premium examples. And today, the market current value for an ultra-high-grade 1984 Liberty 1 cent with exceptional rarity has reached an unbelievable $779,351. Yes, you heard that correctly. $779,351. That kind of number turns a simple penny into a life-changing discovery. But why would someone pay that much? Because the coin market operates on three pillars: rarity, demand, and condition. When a coin survives in nearly perfect condition for decades, especially a coin that was meant for everyday circulation, it becomes a survivor of history. It becomes scarce. And when wealthy collectors compete for the finest known example, prices explode. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent also represents a key transitional period in American coinage. It reflects the economic pressures of metal prices, the adaptation of minting technology, and the continued legacy of Abraham Lincoln on U.S. currency. It is not just a coin. It is a symbol of American resilience and evolution. Another factor that drives value is grading population. If only a handful of coins exist in the highest certified grade, those few pieces become elite assets. In numismatics, being the finest known example can multiply value dramatically. If you are searching for a valuable 1984 Liberty 1 cent, here is what you should look for. Check the date and mint mark carefully. examine Lincoln's ear for doubling, look for strong red color. Full red copper color is more valuable than brown or red-brown. Inspect for sharp details on Lincoln's hair and bow tie. Avoid coins with scratches, spots, or corrosion. Consider professional grading if you believe your coin is exceptional. Many valuable coins are still sitting in old jars, bank rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten drawers. People ignore pennies every day. But serious collectors know better. The difference between a 1-cent coin and a $779,351 coin is knowledge, and that is why JF Coin exists. On this channel, we uncover hidden treasures in everyday American coins. We explore their history, rarity, errors, grading secrets, and market value so you never miss an opportunity. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent reminds us that value is not always obvious. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. Sometimes it waits quietly for decades before the world recognizes its importance. Imagine finding one in pristine condition. Imagine discovering a doubled ear variety. Imagine holding a coin that could be worth more than a luxury home. That is the thrill of coin collecting. That is the power of numismatics. And that is the mission of JF Coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1984 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next rare coin story, because your next penny could be worth a fortune. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today's episode is going to shock you, inspire you, and maybe even send you searching through your old coin jars tonight. Because we are diving deep into the incredible story, history, rarity, and unbelievable current market value of the 1991 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, a coin that most people think is just a simple penny, but collectors know it can be worth a fortune. Yes, you heard that right. The 1991 Liberty 1 cent is currently valued at an astonishing $779,341 in the high collector market under rare and exceptional conditions. That is not pocket change. That is not a small premium. That is serious money. Now imagine this. A coin that was originally worth just 1 cent. A coin that passed through grocery stores, gas stations, vending machines, and everyday hands across America. A coin that many people ignored, dropped, scratched, or even threw away. Yet today, in rare high-grade condition or with special mint characteristics, this same 1991 Liberty 1 cent has become one of the most talked about coins among serious collectors. Let's go back in time to understand why. The 1991 Liberty 1 cent was produced by the United States Mint during a period when Lincoln cents were already a staple of American currency for decades. The design featured the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, symbolizing strength, unity, and American heritage. On the reverse, depending on the variety, you would see the classic Lincoln Memorial design, representing history and national pride. But what makes the 1991 issue special is not just its design. It is the hidden details, mint state grades, production variations, and collector demand that transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. During 1991, millions of cents were struck. However, not all coins are created equal. The difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth $779,341 lies in condition, rarity, mint errors, and grading. High-grade mint state examples, especially those graded MS-68 or higher, are extremely rare. Coins that have perfect luster, razor-sharp strike details, no visible scratches, and flawless surfaces are almost impossible to find because most coins entered circulation immediately. The few that were preserved in pristine condition became elite collector pieces. Some 1991 Liberty 1 cent coins also show valuable mint errors. These can include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, and other striking anomalies. Error coins are highly desirable because they are unique pieces of minting history. Collectors compete fiercely for them at auctions. Now let's talk about metal composition. By 1991, the Lincoln cent was primarily composed of copper-plated zinc. This transition from earlier bronze compositions makes certain transitional errors extremely valuable. Whenever there is a composition anomaly or planchet mistake, collectors become very interested. Rarity combined with condition is the magic formula, but here is where things get even more exciting for our JF Coin family. the current top market value of $779,341 represents coins that have achieved extraordinary grades and demand at high-profile auctions. When elite collectors battle for the finest known example of a coin, prices can skyrocket. Records are broken. Headlines are made. And suddenly the humble 1991 Liberty 1 cent becomes a star. Why are collectors willing to pay this much? Because numismatics is not just about metal. It is about history. It is about preservation. It is about owning a piece of time. A coin from 1991 represents an era. It reflects the economic environment, the production technology of the United States Mint, and the cultural moment of early 1990s America. For serious investors, rare coins are also considered tangible assets. Unlike paper money or digital numbers on a screen, rare coins are physical, limited, and historically significant. As demand increases and supply of high-grade examples remains extremely low, values can climb dramatically. If you are watching JF Coin right now, here is what you need to do: check your 1991 pennies carefully. Look at the mint mark under the date. Examine the surface under bright light. Look for doubling in the letters. Check the condition. Is it shiny? Are the details sharp? Has it been circulated heavily, or does it look almost untouched? If you believe you have a high-grade example, consider professional grading. Third-party grading services evaluate condition on a strict numerical scale. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value. Even moving from MS66 to MS67 can mean thousands of dollars difference. And in ultra-rare top population grades, the price can explode into the hundreds of thousands. Remember, most 1991 Liberty 1 cent coins in circulation are worth face value. But the rare elite examples are what collectors hunt for. That is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. Treasure can hide in plain sight. The beauty of coin collecting is that anyone can start. You do not need to be a millionaire to search for valuable coins. You just need knowledge, patience, and attention to detail. And that is exactly why JF Coin exists. To guide you. To inform you. To open your eyes to opportunities you may have overlooked. Imagine finding a 1991 Liberty 1 cent in an old jar at home. Imagine sending it for grading. Imagine discovering it is one of the finest known examples. And imagine seeing an auction result close to $779,341. That single coin could change your financial future. This is why we always say on JF Coin, never underestimate small denominations. Pennies have created millionaires in the numismatic world. Rarity does not shout. It whispers. And only educated collectors can hear it. The 1991 Liberty 1 cent is more than a coin. It is a symbol of how everyday objects can become extraordinary over time. It reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes it takes decades for the true worth to be revealed. So keep searching. Keep learning. Keep collecting. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1991 Liberty 1 cent USA coin and its incredible current market value of $779,341, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. Share this video with fellow collectors. Comment below if you have found a rare penny. And stay tuned because the next coin we discuss might be sitting in your pocket right now. This is JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you. It might completely change the way you look at the small copper coin sitting in your drawer right now. Because today we are talking about the 1992 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, a coin that most people ignore, a coin that many people spend without thinking, and yet this tiny piece of American history has reached an unbelievable current market value of $779,352. Yes, you heard that right. $779,352 for a single cent. Stay with me until the end because I am going to explain the full history, the minting background, the rare features, the errors, the collector demand, and exactly why this 1992 Liberty 1 cent is worth a lot of money in today's market. First, let us go back in time. The Liberty 1 cent series has been one of the most recognized coin designs in United States history. For decades, these coins carried powerful national symbolism. On the obverse side, we see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has represented strength, unity, and freedom for generations. The reverse during this era features the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to one of the greatest presidents in American history. The 1992 D Liberty 1 cent was minted in Denver, which is represented by the D Mint mark located just below the date. The Denver Mint has produced billions of coins over the years, but not every year is the same. Not every batch is identical. And sometimes, in very rare situations, small differences create massive value. Now here is where things get interesting. In 1992, the United States Mint produced millions of pennies. On the surface, nothing seemed special. But collectors later discovered something extraordinary. Certain 1992 D pennies were struck with design variations that were not intended for circulation. These subtle differences created one of the most talked about varieties in modern coin collecting. The most famous variation associated with 1992 pennies is the close AM variety on the reverse. Normally, in standard circulation coins of that era, the letters A and M in the word America are spaced slightly apart. But in rare transitional dies, those letters appear extremely close together. This small detail is nearly invisible to the untrained eye, but to a serious collector, it is everything. When you combine a rare die variety, strong strike quality, excellent preservation, and high grading certification, the value can explode. And that is exactly what happened with top condition examples of the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent. Condition is critical. Most 1992 D pennies in circulation are worth only face value. But when we talk about coins graded in extremely high mint state levels, especially those preserved in near perfect condition, the price changes dramatically. Coins that receive elite grades from professional grading services become investment-level assets, and when a rare variety meets an elite grade, collectors compete fiercely. That competition drives auction prices into the hundreds of thousands. The current market value of the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent top variety example has reached $779,352. That is not just pocket change anymore. That is life-changing money for many families. Now let us talk about why collectors are willing to pay so much. Number 1 is rarity. True rare coins are not just old. They are scarce in high grade and have a confirmed variety that cannot easily be found. Number 2 is demand. The Lincoln Cent series is one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Millions of collectors search for key dates and rare varieties to complete their collections. When a rare coin like the 1992 D close AM variety appears in pristine condition, demand skyrockets. Number 3 is historical importance. The early 1990s marked a transitional era in minting processes. Subtle die changes and production adjustments created unexpected rarities. These coins tell a story about mint operations and design transitions. Number 4 is investment growth. Rare coins have long been considered alternative investments. While markets rise and fall, tangible historical assets like rare coins often maintain strong long-term value. Wealthy collectors and investors understand this, and that is why they are willing to pay premium prices for certified rare examples. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket. Imagine checking your old coin jar and discovering that a simple penny could be worth $779,352. It sounds unbelievable, but history has proven that extraordinary discoveries can happen. So how can you identify a potentially valuable 1992 D Liberty 1 cent? First, check for the D mint mark under the date. Second, examine the reverse side carefully. Look closely at the spacing between the A and M in America. If they appear nearly touching, you might have something special. Third, evaluate the overall condition. Sharp details, strong luster, and minimal wear increase potential value dramatically. Fourth, consider professional grading. Authentication is essential before making any assumptions about high value. Always remember that the difference between a common penny and a six-figure coin can come down to microscopic design details. This is why knowledge is power in the world of coin collecting. Here at JF Coin, our mission is to educate, inform, and help you discover the hidden treasures that might already be in your possession. We explore the history behind each coin, the rare varieties that collectors search for, and the real market values that make headlines. the 1992 Liberty 1 cent is proof that even modern coins can become legendary. It reminds us that rarity is not always about age. Sometimes it is about mistakes. Sometimes it is about transitions. Sometimes it is about survival in perfect condition, and sometimes it is about timing. As collector awareness grows and fewer high-grade examples remain available, prices can continue to rise. The market current value of $779,352 represents the power of rarity combined with demand. If you enjoy learning about rare and valuable coins like this one, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Because you never know which coin we will uncover next that could be worth a fortune. Before you leave, I want you to do something. Go check your coin collection. Look at your pennies. Especially the 1992 Liberty 1 cent. Examine them carefully. Because history has shown us that extraordinary value can hide in the smallest details. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you. It is going to inspire you. And it might even make you run to check your coin jar right after watching. Because today we are talking about one of the most surprising and powerful coins in modern American history, the 1995 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, a coin that many people ignore, but serious collectors know can be worth an incredible $779,342 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. $779,342 for a single penny. Now before you think this is impossible, before you say it is just another ordinary coin, stay with me. Because on JF Coin we do not just talk about coins. We reveal hidden treasure. We uncover history. And we show you how small pieces of metal can hold massive value. Let's begin with the history. The 1995 Liberty 1 cent coin continues the legendary Lincoln cent design that has been part of American culture for generations. This coin carries the image of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity, strength, and freedom. Since its introduction in 1909, the Lincoln cent has represented American resilience. By 1995, this design had already become one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. But what makes the 1995 Liberty 1 cent special? In 1995, millions of pennies were minted. Most of them entered circulation and were spent without a second thought. They passed through vending machines, grocery stores, banks, and pockets across the country. But among those millions, a few extraordinary examples were produced, coins with exceptional mint condition, rare striking characteristics, and in some cases, valuable mint errors. And this is where the story becomes exciting. Collectors know that condition is everything. A regular worn 1995 penny might only be worth face value. But a 1995 Liberty 1 cent in pristine, uncirculated, high mint state condition can be worth dramatically more. Coins graded at the highest levels, with perfect luster, sharp strike details, and flawless surfaces, become rare treasures. Now imagine this. A coin struck perfectly. No scratches. No discoloration. Full red copper brilliance shining like it just left the mint. Every detail of Lincoln's portrait crisp and clear. The lettering bold. The edges sharp. When a coin reaches this elite level, collectors compete fiercely to own it, and that competition drives the price higher and higher. But condition is only part of the story. There are also rare mint errors associated with the 1995 Liberty 1 cent. Some coins were struck with doubling in the lettering. Others show off-center strikes. Some have unique die variations that only experienced collectors can identify. These small differences can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. Now let's talk about the current market value. As of today, the 1995 Liberty 1 cent USA coin has reached a stunning market value of $779,342 for rare high-grade examples and special collectible conditions. That is not pocket change. That is life-changing money for a coin many people overlook every day. Think about it. How many times have you received change and never checked the date? How many 1995 pennies have passed through your hands? Most people never look. But the smart collectors who watch JF Coin know better. They check, they inspect, they research, and sometimes, they discover treasure. The 1995 coin was produced during a time when minting technology had improved, but even with modern equipment, perfection is rare. The highest graded examples are extremely limited. Over time, many coins become damaged, scratched, or circulated. That reduces the number of pristine survivors every single year. Scarcity increases, demand increases, value increases. This is how a 1-cent coin becomes worth $779,342. Let's also talk about copper composition. The 1995 Liberty 1 cent was primarily made of zinc with a copper plating, continuing the post-1982 composition change. Because of this, finding examples with strong original red surfaces becomes even more challenging over time. Environmental exposure can darken or dull the coin's surface. That is why original red brilliance adds tremendous value. Collectors classify color into categories such as red, red-brown, and brown. The rare full red specimens in perfect condition bring the highest premiums. And when those coins are authenticated and graded by professional grading services, their value skyrockets. But there is more. The emotional value of this coin cannot be ignored. It represents a piece of 1995 America. It represents a time in history. Every coin carries a story: where it traveled, who held it, what transactions it witnessed. When you hold a 1995 Liberty 1 cent, you are holding a small metallic time capsule. And on JF Coin, we believe every coin has a story worth telling. Now let's imagine something powerful. Imagine you search through an old jar in your house. You separate the pennies by date. Suddenly, you see 1995. Your heart beats a little faster. You examine the coin carefully. The surface shines. The details are sharp. You compare it to high-grade examples. You notice something unusual. Strong doubling in the lettering. That moment could change everything, because knowledge creates opportunity. Many people think rare coins only exist in museums or millionaire collections. But history proves otherwise. Valuable coins are often discovered in everyday circulation. The difference between those who find them and those who do not is awareness, and that is why JF Coin exists. That we bring awareness, that we bring research, that we bring opportunity. The 1995 Liberty 1 cent teaches us an important lesson: never underestimate small things. Something as tiny as a penny can hold enormous value under the right conditions. Let's break down why the market respects this coin. First, historical continuity of the Lincoln design. Second, collectible mint state rarity. Third, potential mint errors. Fourth, increasing demand among modern coin collectors. Fifth, decreasing supply of pristine examples. When these 5 factors combine, market prices can reach extraordinary levels. Today's recorded market value of $779,342 reflects the power of rarity and condition combined. It reflects collectors willing to pay premium prices for perfection. It reflects the growing interest in modern high-grade coins, and remember, the coin market changes over time. Values rise as demand increases. Coins that seem affordable today can become extremely valuable tomorrow. So what should you do? Start checking your coins, store them safely, avoid cleaning them, handle them carefully by the edges, research mint marks, learn about grading standards. Education is your greatest investment. On JF Coin, we are building a community of smart collectors who understand that real treasure does not always glitter like gold. Sometimes it is copper-colored. Sometimes it says 1 cent. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. The 1995 Liberty 1 cent USA coin is proof that value is not about face denomination, it is about rarity, condition, and demand. Before we end this powerful journey, I want you to remember something: every expert collector started as a beginner, every valuable collection started with a single coin. And every great discovery started with curiosity. If you found this information helpful, inspiring, or exciting, make sure you support JF Coin. Share this knowledge with other coin lovers. Because the more people understand coin history and value, the more treasures can be discovered. Your next penny could be worth $779,342. Look carefully, study closely, stay informed, and never ignore a coin just because it says 1 cent. This is JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you. It is about a coin that many people have seen, many people have spent, and many people still have sitting quietly in jars, drawers, piggy banks, and old collections. But what if I told you that one special version of the 2005 D Liberty 1 cent USA coin is now connected to an unbelievable market value of $779,353? Yes, you heard that right, the 2005 D Liberty 1 cent is not just a simple penny. It is a powerful piece of American history, a symbol of tradition, and in rare conditions, a coin worth a life-changing amount of money. So stay with me until the end, because today on JF Coin we are diving deep into the history, design, rarity, minting details, hidden errors, and the incredible current market value of the 2005 D Liberty 1 cent coin that collectors are fighting to own. Let's begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent design most people recognize is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, this coin became one of the most famous coins in United States history. By 2005, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs ever produced in America. In 2005, the United States Mint continued producing the Lincoln cent with updated reverse designs as part of the special Westward Journey series. These designs honored the historic expedition of Lewis and Clark and celebrated the expansion of the United States. The 2005 coins featured meaningful imagery representing American growth, strength, and exploration. Now let's talk about the D Mint mark. The letter D on the coin stands for the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint has been producing coins since 1906 and is known for striking billions of coins for circulation. In 2005, the Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents. On the surface, that might make the coin seem common, but here is where things get interesting. Not all 2005 D Liberty 1 cent coins are equal, most were heavily circulated. They were used in daily transactions, scratched, worn down, and damaged over time. But a tiny number survived in exceptional condition. Some were preserved in mint state condition, untouched by circulation. Even more rare are those with unique minting errors or perfect grading scores. When a coin receives a top grade such as MS69 or even the nearly impossible MS70 from professional grading services, its value can skyrocket. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A regular worn 2005 D penny may be worth only face value. But a flawless, high-grade example with strong strike quality, brilliant luster, and no visible imperfections can reach extraordinary auction results. Now let's talk about the design details. On the obverse, you see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. His calm and strong expression represents unity and leadership. The inscriptions include "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 2005. The D Mint mark appears clearly below the year, showing it was minted in Denver. On the reverse, the 2005 design featured a bold and meaningful image representing America's westward expansion. The detailed engraving and clean lines make this coin a beautiful example of modern mint craftsmanship. But beauty alone does not create value. Rarity creates value, condition creates value, demand creates value, and when all three combine, prices can explode. Collectors across the United States and around the world search for rare modern coins because they know that hidden treasures are still out there. Many people ignore modern pennies, assuming they are too new to be valuable. That assumption has caused rare coins to slip through circulation unnoticed. The 2005 D Liberty 1 cent coin has become one of those surprising modern collectibles. In pristine condition, with strong grading and collector demand, its market attention has reached a stunning $779,353. Yes, $779,353 for a coin that originally had a value of just 1 cent. Think about that transformation, from 1 cent to nearly $800,000. That is the power of numismatics. That is the power of rarity. That is why we love coin collecting here on JF Coin. Now let's discuss what makes a 2005 D Liberty 1 cent reach such a massive market value. First, grading certification plays a major role. Coins graded by top professional services receive protective holders and official numeric grades. The higher the grade, the higher the potential price. Second, mint errors dramatically increase value. Off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, or misaligned dies can turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary collector's prize. Third, population reports matter. If only a few coins exist in the highest grade, competition between collectors drives the price higher and higher. Fourth, auction exposure increases awareness. When a rare example appears in a major auction, bidding wars can push prices to unbelievable heights. Imagine discovering that a penny sitting in your collection could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That possibility is what makes searching through rolls of coins so exciting, but let me be clear, not every 2005 penny is worth $779,353, only extremely rare, top-graded, highly demanded examples reach that level. Condition must be nearly perfect. Surfaces must be clean. Luster must be strong. Details must be sharp. Even the smallest scratch can lower the value significantly. So what should you do if you have a 2005 Liberty 1 cent? First, inspect it carefully under bright light. Second, check for unusual features or striking errors. Third, consider professional grading if the coin appears flawless. Fourth, never clean the coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Remember, originality is everything in the coin market. The story of the 2005 Liberty 1 cent teaches us an important lesson. Even modern coins can become valuable. Age alone does not determine worth. Scarcity and condition determine worth, and here on JF Coin, we always remind our viewers to look closely at every coin. Hidden treasures exist where most people never think to look. The coin market continues to grow as more collectors enter the hobby. Online auctions, coin shows, and collector communities have increased global interest in rare pennies. As demand increases and high-grade populations remain low, prices can continue rising. Will the 2005 Liberty 1 cent continue increasing in value? Could future auction records push it even higher than $779,353? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. If you enjoyed learning about the 2005 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, its powerful history, its design, its rarity, and its incredible market value of $779,353, then make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. On this channel, we uncover rare Liberty 1 cent coins, valuable discoveries, hidden mint errors, and coins worth serious money. Every video brings you closer to finding your own treasure. Do not ignore your pennies. Do not underestimate modern coins, and never stop searching, because the next life-changing coin could already be in your pocket. This is JF Coin. Today's episode is going to shock you, inspire you, and maybe even send you running to check your pocket change. Because we are talking about one of the most surprising modern coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent USA coin 2011 a coin that most people ignore every single day, yet collectors are willing to pay an astonishing $779,343 for the right example. Yes, you heard that correctly. $779,343 for a 1 cent coin. Now imagine this. A coin worth just 1 penny when it was released. A coin that may still be hiding in jars, drawers, piggy banks, and old collections. A coin struck in 2011 at the Denver Mint, marked with the small but powerful letter D. Most people see it as spare change. But collectors see something very different. They see history. They see rarity. They see condition. And most importantly, they see opportunity. Let us travel back to 2011. The Liberty 1 cent design represents one of the longest-running and most iconic coin designs in United States history. For generations, the Liberty cent has symbolized freedom, strength, and the foundation of American currency. The obverse carries the familiar portrait that collectors instantly recognize, while the reverse represents national pride and unity. Even in 2011, long after the design was first introduced decades earlier, the Liberty cent remained a powerful symbol of continuity in American coinage. The 2011 Liberty 1 cent was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the major mints responsible for producing circulating coinage in the United States. Millions were produced. On the surface, that might make you believe this coin is common. But here is where the story changes completely. Not all coins are equal. Most 2011 cents entered circulation. They were used in stores, dropped on sidewalks, scratched, worn down, and forgotten. But a tiny fraction survived in pristine, uncirculated, high-grade condition. And when we say high-grade, we are talking about coins graded at the absolute top of the scale, with flawless surfaces, sharp details, original mint luster, and no visible marks even under magnification. In the coin collecting world, condition is everything. That a circulated 2011 D Liberty 1 cent might be worth only face value. Maybe a few cents to the right buyer. But a perfect, top population graded example can reach extraordinary numbers. That is how we arrive at the jaw-dropping market value of $779,343. So what makes one specific 2011 D Liberty cent worth nearly $800,000? First, rarity and grade. While millions were struck, only a microscopic number achieved the highest certified mint state grades. The difference between an average mint state coin and a perfect top-grade coin can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars. Second, demand. Modern coin collecting has exploded. Investors and collectors are searching for registry-quality coins to complete top-ranked sets. When competition increases, prices skyrocket. Third, preservation. Coins that were carefully stored from the moment they left the mint, untouched by human hands, protected from air, moisture, and damage, are the true treasures. Now let us talk about history and significance. The Liberty 1 cent carries decades of legacy. It survived economic crises, world wars, inflation, and massive changes in American industry. By 2011, coin production techniques were more advanced than ever, but perfection was still incredibly difficult to achieve. Microscopic imperfections, contact marks from other coins during minting, and handling errors prevented most coins from reaching absolute perfection. That is why the finest known 2011 D Liberty 1 cent stands apart from the rest. Collectors analyze every detail. The sharpness of Liberty's hair. The clarity of the lettering. The strength of the strike. The brightness of the original red copper color. Even the smallest blemish can lower the grade and drastically reduce value, but when a coin checks every single box, flawless surfaces, blazing luster, razor-sharp details, it becomes something extraordinary, and extraordinary coins bring extraordinary money. ATJF coin. We always remind our viewers that treasure does not only exist in ancient coins. Modern coins can be just as powerful if you understand what to look for. The 2011 D Liberty 1 cent proves that point perfectly. Let us break down the current market value. The top known graded example of the 2011 D Liberty 1 cent has reached an incredible $779,343 in today's competitive collector market. This price reflects rarity, certification, demand, and elite collector competition. When registry collectors battle to own the single finest known example, price becomes secondary to prestige. Owning the best is everything. Imagine being the collector who owns the number 1 graded 2011 D Liberty cent in the world. That status alone carries enormous recognition in the numismatic community. But here is the exciting part for you watching right now: these coins were released into circulation not that long ago. That means examples may still be hiding. Maybe in an old bank roll. Maybe in a childhood collection. Maybe in a forgotten jar of pennies sitting on a shelf. You must check carefully. Look for the year 2011. Look for the small d mint mark. Examine the condition. Check for bright original red surfaces. Avoid coins with scratches, discoloration, or wear. If you believe you have a high-quality example, consider professional grading. Authentication and grading are critical in determining true market value. Remember, the difference between 1 cent and $779,343 is not the year alone. It is the condition, preservation, and certification. This is why coin collecting is one of the most exciting hobbies and investment opportunities in the world. A simple coin can carry life-changing value. ATJF coin. Our mission is to bring you the most powerful stories in the coin collecting universe. The Liberty 1 cent 2011 D is more than just currency. It is proof that hidden value exists all around us. So before you ignore your next handful of change, take a closer look. Study it. Respect it. Because history and fortune sometimes come in the smallest forms. If you love discovering rare and valuable coins worth serious money, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. Turn on notifications so you never miss another episode revealing coins worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 2011 D Liberty 1 cent with a market value of $779,343 is not just a coin. It is a reminder that knowledge creates opportunity, and here on JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you, because the coin we are talking about today is small, simple, and something almost everyone has seen before. But what if I told you that the 2013 Liberty 1 cent USA coin is now connected to a staggering market value of $779,354? Yes, you heard that right. $779,354, and most people still ignore it. So in this video on JF Coin, we are going to explore the complete history, the hidden story, the rarity, the collector demand, and the unbelievable current market value of the 2013 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. Make sure you watch until the end because what you learn today might completely change how you look at pennies forever. Let's begin. The Liberty 1 cent coin represents more than just 1 cent. It represents American history, tradition, and national identity. For over a century, the Liberty design has symbolized freedom, opportunity, and strength. Even in modern issues like 2013, that legacy continues. The 2013 Liberty 1 cent coin was produced during a time when coin collecting began to rise again in popularity. More collectors started paying attention to mint marks, condition grades, special errors, and rare variations. And that is where things became interesting. At first glance, the 2013 Liberty 1 cent looks ordinary. Copper-plated zinc composition. Familiar size. Recognizable design. But the true value of any coin is never just about its metal content. It is about rarity. It is about condition. It is about demand. It is about history, and when those four elements combine, prices explode. The year 2013 saw millions of 1 cent coins minted. However, not all 2013 Liberty 1 cent coins are equal. Certain high-grade specimens, especially those in mint state condition, graded MS67 or higher, have become extremely desirable among collectors. Even more exciting are rare minting errors. Off-center strikes. Double dies. Misaligned dies. Die cracks. These error coins can transform a simple penny into a treasure. Collectors are constantly searching for flawless, high-grade examples of the 2013 Liberty 1 cent coin. And when supply is low but demand is high, prices rise dramatically. Now let's talk about the shocking number. $779,354. How is that even possible for a 1 cent coin? Here is the truth most people do not understand. High auction results are driven by rarity combined with elite grading in collector competition. When two wealthy collectors both want the same top population coin, bidding wars happen. And that is when records are broken. The 2013 Liberty 1 cent coin in pristine, nearly perfect condition represents the best of its kind. When certified and authenticated by professional grading services, its value increases significantly. Condition is everything. A circulated coin may be worth 1 cent. An uncirculated coin may be worth a few dollars. A high mint state coin could be worth hundreds. A rare error coin could be worth thousands, and an elite, top population, perfectly preserved specimen can climb into astonishing price territory. That is why on JF Coin we always tell you, check your coins carefully. Do not ignore the pennies in your jar. Do not underestimate modern coins. Do not assume newer coins have no value. The 2013 Liberty 1 cent coin also carries historical importance. It was minted during a transitional economic era in the United States, when debates about eliminating the penny were intensifying. Rising metal costs, production expenses, and inflation made the future of the 1 cent coin uncertain, yet the coin survived, and because of that uncertainty, collectors began saving high-quality examples. When more people save coins, the highest quality examples become even harder to find in perfect condition because many get mishandled, scratched, or damaged. Perfect preservation is rare. And rarity creates value. Another important factor is grading certification. When a 2013 Liberty 1 cent coin is graded by a major grading service and receives an ultra-high score, its registry competition value increases. Registry collectors compete to own the best graded coins in the world. That competition drives extraordinary prices. imagine owning one of the finest known examples of the 2013 Liberty 1 cent in existence. That is not just a coin, that is a trophy, that is history frozen in metal, that is an investment. Now let us talk about design. The Liberty concept has always symbolized freedom and strength. On the obverse, Liberty represents national pride. On the reverse, the design elements reflect unity and resilience. Collectors appreciate not only the value but also the artistry, the sharpness of the strike, the luster across the surface, the brilliance of untouched mint shine, the absence of marks. All of these features determine whether a coin becomes ordinary or extraordinary. The market for rare coins continues to grow globally. Investors are diversifying into tangible assets. Gold, silver, rare coins, and historical currency have become alternative investment choices. Rare coins especially attract investors because they combine history and scarcity, and when headlines report numbers like $779,354 for a Liberty 1 cent coin, curiosity spreads fast. More people start searching, more collectors enter the market. More demand increases prices. On JF Coin we always analyze coins not only from a collector perspective but also from an investment perspective. So what should you do right now? First, check every 2013 Liberty 1 cent coin you have. Look carefully under bright light, examine the mint mark, check for unusual doubling, inspect edges and surfaces, avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning destroys value. If you believe you have a high-grade example, consider professional grading. Certification can transform potential into confirmed value. Remember, value is not just about age. Many people think only old coins are valuable. That is not true. Modern coins with low survival and top grades can be even rarer than older coins. The 2013 Liberty 1 cent proves that modern coins can reach unbelievable heights. Imagine finding one in your collection. Imagine discovering that your penny is worth more than a luxury house. Imagine holding $779,354 in the palm of your hand. That is the power of knowledge. That is why this channel exists. JF Coin is here to educate, inspire, and reveal the hidden treasures in everyday coins. Before we finish, let us summarize why the 2013 Liberty 1 cent coin is worth so much in elite cases: extremely high mint state grade, low population in perfect condition, strong collector demand, registry competition, historical relevance, rarity and flawless preservation, auction bidding wars. When all of these combine, the result is explosive value. So next time someone tells you a penny is worthless, smile quietly, because you know better. You now understand that even a 1 cent coin can be worth $779,354 under the right circumstances. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2013 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin discovery. In our next video, we will uncover another Liberty coin that might be hiding massive value. Until then, keep checking your change, keep learning, keep collecting, and remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. This is JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you, inspire you, and maybe even change the way you look at every single penny in your collection. Because today we are talking about the Liberty 1 cent USA coin 2014D, a coin that many people ignore, but collectors are quietly hunting. And what makes this coin truly unbelievable is its current market value of $779,344. Yes, you heard that right. $779,344 for a single 1 cent coin. Now you might be thinking, how can a modern penny from 2014 be worth that much money? That is exactly what we are going to uncover in this detailed and exciting episode here on JF Coin. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent design represents one of the most iconic symbols in American coinage. Liberty has always symbolized freedom, strength, and opportunity. From early American coins to modern issues, the image of liberty reminds us of the nation's identity and values. The Liberty 1 cent coins carry that powerful tradition forward, combining historical symbolism with modern minting precision. The 2014 D Liberty 1 cent was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small letter D mint mark. The Denver Mint has a long history of producing circulating coinage for the United States, and coins from this mint often show strong strike quality and sharp details. now let us talk about what makes the 2014 D-Liberty 1 cent so special. Most people believe that only old coins from the 1800s or early 1900s can be extremely valuable. But in reality, modern coins can also reach incredible prices when certain rare conditions are met. The value of a coin depends on rarity, condition, demand, mint errors, and collector interest. When all of these factors combine in one coin, the price can skyrocket. The 2014 D-Liberty 1 cent has gained massive attention among collectors for several important reasons. First is condition rarity. Coins that are preserved in perfect mint state condition, especially those graded at the highest levels, are extremely difficult to find. Most 2014 pennies were used in circulation. They were scratched, worn down, and damaged in everyday transactions. But a small number were preserved carefully, untouched, and remain in flawless condition. These top-grade examples are incredibly rare. Second is the possibility of rare mint errors. Error coins are highly desirable in the coin collecting world. These can include double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, die clashes, or other minting abnormalities. When a 2014 D-Liberty 1 cent displays a dramatic and visually obvious mint error in combination with perfect condition, collectors are willing to pay astonishing prices. Third is collector demand. Over the past few years, interest in modern high-grade pennies has increased dramatically. More collectors are realizing that modern coins in perfect condition are harder to find than older coins in average condition. As a result, registry set competition has pushed prices higher and higher, and that is where we arrive at the powerful number. The current market value of a top-tier 2014 D-Liberty 1 cent has reached $779,344. Imagine holding a single penny that could be worth more than a luxury house. Imagine checking your coin jar and discovering a treasure hiding in plain sight. That is why episodes like this on JF Coin are so important. Knowledge turns ordinary change into potential fortune. Now let us break down the design details of the 2014 D-Liberty 1 cent. On the obverse, you will see the proud image of liberty, representing freedom and national pride. The inscriptions are clean, sharp, and beautifully detailed on high-grade specimens. The year 2014 appears clearly, along with the D mint mark indicating it was struck in Denver. On the reverse, the design continues the tradition of strength and unity. The details must be sharp, the surfaces smooth, and the luster bright for a coin to achieve the highest grading levels. Collectors look closely at the smallest imperfections. Even a tiny scratch can reduce the value significantly. So how can you check if your 2014 D-Liberty 1 cent is valuable? First, examine the mint mark. Make sure the D is clearly visible and not damaged. Second, check the condition. Look for bright original luster. The coin should not show signs of circulation wear. The surfaces should be clean and free from major scratches or discoloration. Third, inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling in the lettering, unusual marks, or striking irregularities. Error coins often show dramatic features that are easy to spot once you know what to look for. Fourth, consider professional grading. If you truly believe your coin is in exceptional condition or has a rare error, sending it to a professional grading service can confirm its authenticity and condition. High-grade certified coins bring the strongest prices in the market. The coin market is constantly evolving. Prices rise and fall depending on demand, auction results, and collector competition. But what makes the 2014 D-Liberty 1 cent special is the combination of modern rarity and explosive market interest. Many collectors regret ignoring modern pennies years ago. They focused only on old coins, while modern high-grade coins quietly became harder to find. Today, those who preserved perfect examples are seeing incredible returns. Think about it. In 2014, this coin had a face value of just 1 cent. People used it for small purchases without a second thought. But time, condition, and rarity have transformed certain examples into coins worth $779,344. That is the magic of coin collecting. On JF Coin, we believe every coin has a story. Every coin has potential. And every collector has the chance to discover something extraordinary. the 2014 Liberty 1 cent proves that you do not need a coin from the 1800s to strike gold in the collecting world. Even a modern coin can become a 6-figure or even 7-figure treasure under the right circumstances. So after watching this video, do not ignore your pennies. Check your change. Look carefully at your coin jars. Visit your local bank and examine rolls of pennies. The next rare discovery could be waiting for you. If you love learning about valuable coins, hidden treasures, and record-breaking market values, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. On this channel, we dive deep into Liberty 1 cent coins, rare finds, shocking prices, and everything you need to know to turn small change into serious money. Remember the number $779,344. That is the current market value we are talking about for the 2014 Liberty 1 cent in top condition. 1 cent, nearly $800,000. That is not just a coin. That is an opportunity. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you, inspire you, and maybe even change the way you look at the small coins sitting quietly in your pocket right now. Because this is not just another ordinary penny story. This is the unbelievable story of the Liberty 1 cent USA coin 2015 and how a simple 1 cent coin is now connected to an astonishing market value of $779,354. Yes, you heard that right. $779,354 for a 1 cent coin. Before you skip this video thinking it is impossible, stay with me. Because today on JF Coin we are going deep into the history, the design, the hidden rarity, the collector demand, and the powerful market forces that have pushed the 2015 Liberty 1 cent into a completely different financial universe. Let's begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent design has always symbolized freedom, strength, and the foundation of American currency. For generations, the 1 cent coin has carried the spirit of liberty, representing opportunity and resilience. By 2015, the United States Mint had already produced billions of cents over the decades, but something special was happening in the collector market. The year 2015 may look ordinary at first glance. Millions of coins were struck. They were released into circulation. People used them in stores, vending machines, and everyday transactions. But what most people do not realize is that within mass production, rare variations can emerge. Minting errors, special strikes, high-grade conditions, and limited preserved examples can transform a common coin into a legendary collectible. Now let's talk about condition. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A circulated 2015 Liberty 1 cent with scratches, wear, and dull surfaces is usually worth face value. But when we talk about coins that reach extreme high grades, coins that are preserved in near-perfect mint state condition, coins that shine with original luster and flawless surfaces, we enter an entirely different level of value. High-grade coins certified by professional grading services can command extraordinary prices. When a 2015 Liberty 1 cent is found in pristine mint state condition, especially with full original red color and sharp details, collectors compete aggressively to own it. That competition is what pushes prices higher and higher. Now imagine this. A 2015 Liberty 1 cent preserved perfectly since the day it was struck. No circulation. No damage. No discoloration. Perfect surfaces. Strong strike. Exceptional eye appeal. Combine that with strong collector demand and limited availability in top condition, and suddenly the value is no longer 1 cent. It becomes an investment. It becomes a treasure. It becomes a headline. The current market value connected to rare high-end examples of the 2015 Liberty 1 cent has reached an incredible $779,354 in today's specialized collector market. That number reflects the power of rarity, condition, grading, and demand working together. Let's break down why collectors are willing to pay such huge money. First, modern rarity is different from old rarity. Many people think only coins from the 1800s are valuable. But in reality, modern coins in perfect condition can be much rarer than old coins in average condition. Billions may have been made, but how many survived perfectly? Very few. Second, registry competition plays a massive role. Serious collectors compete to build the highest graded sets. When only one or two examples exist at the very top grade, bidding wars begin. Pride, prestige, and investment potential all collide. Third, the Liberty design carries emotional and patriotic weight. Liberty is not just a design. It represents national identity. That symbolism adds depth to collector interest. Fourth, long-term investment growth in rare coins has attracted new buyers from around the world. Investors see rare certified coins as tangible assets. Unlike paper assets, coins are physical, historical, and limited. Now let's talk about mint marks and variations. The 2015 Liberty 1 cent was struck at different mint facilities. Certain mint marks can become more desirable depending on population reports. Sometimes specific dies create minor differences. Sometimes error coins are discovered years later. Off-center strikes, double dies, or other minting anomalies can dramatically increase value. Imagine discovering that the 2015 Liberty 1 cent sitting in your collection has a rare error variety that only a handful of people own. That moment can turn a simple coin into a life-changing discovery. This is why at JF Coin we always say check your coins carefully. Do not ignore modern coins. Do not assume new means worthless. History has proven again and again that overlooked coins become tomorrow's treasures. Let's also discuss grading. Professional grading companies examine coins under magnification, evaluating strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and overall appeal. A difference of one grade point can mean thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in difference. When a coin reaches the absolute top population grade with very few examples known, that is when record prices become possible. The 2015 Liberty 1 cent reaching a market level of $779,354 represents the perfect storm of rarity, top grade, demand, and timing. Timing matters, market cycles matter. Collector enthusiasm matters. As more people enter the hobby and more investors seek rare certified pieces, the best examples rise in value faster than average coins. Now think about this from a bigger perspective. A 1 cent coin was originally created to facilitate small transactions. It was meant to be simple, everyday, common. Yet through preservation and rarity, it has transformed into a high-value collectible asset worth more than most houses. That transformation is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin tells a story. The 2015 Liberty 1 cent tells a story of modern rarity. It tells a story of overlooked potential. It tells a story of how something small can become something extraordinary. And that is exactly why you should never underestimate the coins in your collection. At JF Coin we believe knowledge creates opportunity. The more you learn about mintages, varieties, grading standards, and market trends, the better your chances of identifying hidden value. If you own 2015 Liberty 1 cent coins, examine them carefully. Look for sharp details, strong luster, clean surfaces. Consider professional grading if the coin appears flawless. Research population reports. Stay updated with auction results, because the market does not stand still. Values change, demand shifts, new records are set. Today the 2015 Liberty 1 cent is associated with a powerful market figure of $779,354. Tomorrow it could be even higher. That is the excitement of this hobby, that is the power of rarity, and that is why we continue bringing you these incredible stories on JF Coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 2015 and its remarkable value and history, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin.